Methods for teaching social sciences. Good day to each of you, my dear future teachers. Today, we're going on a learning adventure, not just to know what to teach in social science, but how to teach it in a way that students will remember for life. This session is titled Methods for Teaching Social Sciences. Think of it as a magic toolbox that turns every social science class into an exciting journey of discovery. Are you ready to explore? Let's dive in. The first method is activity based learning. Let's begin with this powerful method, activity based learning. This is like giving students a stage to perform, a puzzle to solve, or a world to build. Here, students don't just sit and listen, they do. It's hands on learning. Learner centric means individual work. For instance, you may ask a student to create a timeline of Mahatma Gandhi's life. While doing this, they are organizing information, learning sequences, and seeing history unfold. Group centric means working in teams. Imagine a group of students building a map of trade routes during the Mughal Empire. As they discuss and argue, they are learning negotiation, teamwork, and content. Beautiful, isn't it? Let me share with you this story. Once, a teacher asked her student to make a scrapbook of different local festivals. One student said, Miss, we celebrated Wangala, and my grandmother told me the story behind Wangala. That student not only learned culture but also connected to identity. That is activity based learning in action. The next method is the discussion method. Now, imagine a classroom buzzing with voices, not noise, but thinking. This is the discussion method. It's like a talk show. Students are the hosts, guests, as well as audience. In guided discussions, the teacher gives a spark. For instance, ask, was the partition of India necessary? And just let students take over. In Socratic questioning, it goes deeper. Ask, why do you think that decision was taken? Or what would happen if that did not happen? It develops reasoning. Then we also have panel discussions. Here, you will have to have students act as experts, maybe economists, historians, or environmentalists. Let them debate climate change or the effects of colonialism. The fourth method is problem solving approach. This method turns students into detectives. Yes, detectives. Detectives like whom? Like Sherlock Holmes. In the problem solving approach, give them a problem and let students find the solution. We can have case studies where you take real life events like the Bhopal gas tragedy. Ask what went wrong, who was responsible, what could be done. Then we also have decision making where you will have to make students role play as leaders. For instance, there's a flood in your state. You are the chief minister. What are your first 5 steps? Boom, the students are in action. Then, after that, we have data interpretation. What you will have to do here, you will have to give students a census table or graph. Ask, What trend do you see? What does it say about literacy? This method teaches thinking, responsibility, as well as analysis skills which are needed for life. Then we come to the next method, and that method is role play method. So, role play is one of the most exciting teaching methods. It turns your class into a theater of ideas. We have historical dramatization where you can have students act as Bhagat Singh, Rani Lakshmibai, or Subhash Chandra Bose. Let the students speak, act, and feel. Then we can also have mock parliament where students can simulate the Indian parliament, and they can also debate bills like free internet in rural areas. Then we can also have the social issues representations where students can act as activists fighting against child labor or climate change. Why does this works? When students take a role, they step into someone's shoes. They understand not just facts but also feelings. We come to the next method, and that is inquiry based approach. This method is all about questions, curiosity, and discovery. Under this, we have the project based learning, where you have to let students pick a topic, say like women's movement in India, and do the independent research. Then we also have inquiry circles in groups. Let students explore a question. Say, for instance, why do some regions develop faster than others? Then we also have historical investigations where you give students old letters, photos, or newspapers. Give them old letters, photos, or newspaper clippings. Ask, what does this tell you? This particular method makes students think like historians, asking, doubting, as well as verifying. The next one is concept mapping for clarity. If knowledge is a forest, concept maps are your trail. If knowledge is a forest, concept maps are your trails. Under this, we have mind maps, flow charts, as well as comparison charts. Mind maps, students can draw diagrams showing how different topics are connected, like the one you are saying here. For instance, the causes, the events, and outcomes of the French revolutions. So they could see how the causes, events, and outcomes of the French Revolution are connected. Then we also have the flowchart. Here it is used to explain processes. How a bill becomes a law step by step clearly, which means that there is a flow, isn't it? Then we also have the comparison chart where charts are made comparing democratic as well as authoritarian governments. Like in this case, what do you have? You can see the comparison between democracy, monarchy, as well as dictatorship. And the next method is collaborative and cooperative learning. Let's say alone I can learn, but together we can fly. Alone I can learn, but together we can fly. Under this, we have the think, pair, share method. Here, a teacher asks a question. First, students think, then they discuss with a partner. Then they share with class. Simple yet powerful, isn't it? Think pair share. The teacher asks a question, then the students first think, discuss with a partner, then share with the class. It is very simple but powerful. Then we also have the jigsaw method. Under the jigsaw method, the topic is divided where each student becomes an expert in one part. What do we do here? The topic is divided. Each students become an expert in one part. Then teaches their group. Everyone feels important. And we also have peer teaching. So what is peer teaching? It is where seniors help the juniors. Imagine how confident your class 10 students feel when teaching class 7. So this is peer teaching. Learning becomes a shared journey and not a lonely one. We have the next method, and that is field based experiential learning. Let's take learning out of the classroom. Under this, what do we have? We have heritage walks where you can visit a fort, a temple, or old markets. So, what do you do here? As a teacher, ask what stories do this this stones tell? And we have community engagement where we talk to elders about village problems, then let students suggest solutions. Then we also have simulated environments. Here we can create mock courts or elections. Let students campaign, vote, or argue as lawyers. It's like living the subjects, isn't it? So it is here social science becomes real life. If you utilize the method properly, social science become real life. Then how are we going to match methods to concept? We will have to match the right methods to the right topic, just like a good doctor gives the right medicine. Say for instance, for French Revolution, what you will have to do, you will have to use role play as well as discussion. Let the students feel the revolution. What you will have to do, use role play, discussion. Then students will really feel the revolution. Say another example is for climate change. So what you can use here, you can use inquiry as well as concept mapping. So let students research, ask and visualize. Then for Indian Constitution, we can have mock parliament as well as collaborative learning. So here what will students do? Let students debate laws. Then for economic development, you can use problem solving as well as case studies. Here you can make the students solve unemployment issues. Say for instance, for cultural heritage, you can take the students outside for field trip as well as activities. Teaching, it's not about one size fits all. It's about matching the right methods to the right moment. Social science, it's not about memorizing dates and names. It's about understanding people, places, and power. It's about why the world is the way it is. You are the spark that will light the fire in the students. Use these methods like colors on a palette, mix, match, and make your own teaching a masterpiece. So let's go out and not just teach. Let's inspire. Let's go out, not just teach, but inspire. Thank you.